Attorney Evelyn Revelin V. Ramos Dacpano, Attorney Rigel Salvador, Attorney Julius Cesar
na nabanggit ng mga resource persons at witnesses na pumunta dito sa amin upang bigyang linaw ang mga nasabing akusasyon o kamalian kung meron man at nang marinig ng bayan ang kanilang mga panig. Hindi namin isinasara ang aming pintuan sa kanila. Pinipilit namin na sila ay humarap dito upang pasinungalingan ang mga bintang laban sa kanila. Sa gayong paraan, lamang natin masisiguro na ating makikita ang katotohanan. So nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyong pagtitiwala. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa lahat. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chairman of the Committee on Public Order and Safety, Congressman Dan Fernandez. You are recognized.
Thank you so much. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Today, as we continue the hearing about first the illegal drugs and then POGO, we will be discussing issues that pertain to the effort of the government on driving out illegal POGOs in the country. As we are about to end this year, as what had been promised by the President to stop all POGOs nationwide. Mahirap po ang trabaho ng Kongreso. Kundi po lahat tayo ay magtutulungan. Di lamang po ang PAOK, ang PNP, and other government agencies, ang ating mga LGUs ang magtutulungan dito. Kailangan po natin ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Ang inyong kooperasyon sa pagbabantay ng ating pamayanan ay malaking halaga upang masugpo natin ang masamang epekto ng POGO sa kaayusan, buhay at moralidad ng ating mga kababayan. Sa kabila ng samot-saring opinyon ng ating mga namumuno sa gobyerno at ating kapwa mamamayan, naniniwala ako na tayo ay dapat magkaisa sa marangal na layunin na mabigyan ng wastong kaalaman ang bawat Pilipino sa mga kriminalidad at katiwalian na tumatagos sa bawat sulok ng ating pamahalaan at mga institusyon ng ating bansa. Mula dito, tayong lahat ay dapat maghangad at magsikap upang makahanap ng mga solusyon at makamit ang totoong bunga ng demokrasya na matagal na nating ipinaglalaban. A lot has been said and heard in our previous hearings, and I'm certain that a lot more will be brought to light in the coming proceedings. Malinaw na po ang unti-unti tayong pinasok ng mga dayuhan na may masamang balak at nais samantalhin ang ating bayan through the strategic use of their bottomless funds and their purchase of key information on how to go about acquiring fake Filipino citizenship with the help of corrupt elements in our institutions. Itong mga POGO corporations ay naging paraan upang mapalaganap nila ang krimen sa ating bayan tulad ng human trafficking, prostitution, drugs, money laundering, cybercrimes, torture at murder. Bagamat nakapaglabas na ng Executive Order number 74 ang ating Pangulo, naniniwala ako na nangangailangan ng mas mahigpit na mga regulasyon at mas matibay na pagpapatupad upang lubusang mawasak ang iligal na operasyon ng POGO. Nararapat na magkaroon rin ng ilang reforma sa regulasyon, international na kooperasyon at mga nationwide public awareness campaign upang tuluyang sugpuin ang mga operasyon ng POGO. Dapat palakasin ng pamahalaan ang regulatory oversight sa mga business process outsourcing companies na may kinalaman sa online gaming sa pamamagitan ng mas mahigpit na pagpapatupad ng mga patakaran sa pagsunod, paglisensya at auditing. Kasama rito ang masusing background check sa mga operators at employees ng mga IT companies, lalo na sa loob ng mga free port or economic zones. Isang mahalagang aspeto ay ang pagpapabuti ng koordinasyon sa pagitan ng mga lokal na tagapagpatupad ng batas at mga pambansang ahensya tulad ng PAOK, NBI at PNP upang aktibong tutukan at buwagin ang mga sindikatong sangkot sa mga scamming activities at human trafficking. Higpitan natin ang pag-usig sa mga individual na sangkot sa trafficking operations. kabilang ang mga lokal at dayuhang mamamayan. Mahalaga ang paglikha ng malinaw na legal na landas upang matiyak ang mabilis na hustisya para sa mga nagkasala, maging sila man ay mga recruiter, operator o financier. Dapat ding bigyan ng prioridad ng hudikatura ang mga kaso ng human trafficking upang maiwasan ang matagal ng paghihintay sa hustisya ng mga biktima. Marami sa mga biktima ng human trafficking sa Pogo ay mga dayuhan na dinala sa bansa gamit ang mga maling pangako. Dapat nating higpitan ang proseso ng pagbe-vet at pag-verify ng mga otoridad ng immigration para sa mga dayuhang manggagawa. Kasama rito ang pagsisiyasat sa legitimate job offers, background ng employer at mga kondisyon sa trabaho. Dapat din palakasin ang mga helpline at serbisyong legal para sa mga biktima ng trafficking. Kadalasang umaasa ang mga sindikato kaugnay ng Pogo sa money laundering upang ilipat ang kanilang illegal na kita. Mahalagang palakasin at pagtibayan pa natin ang Anti-Money Laundering Act upang masubaybayan ang mga transaksyong pinansyal na may kaugnayan sa Pogo. Dapat obligahin ang mga institusyong pinansyal na iulat ang mga kahina-hinalang transaksyon na maaring may kaugnayan sa trafficking o kriminal na aktibidad. Mainam rin na aktibong pag-freeze ng mga ari-arian at accounts ng mga boss ng sindikato at operator ng Pogo na sangkot sa human trafficking. Ito ay makakapagpahina sa kanilang kakayahan mag-operate at magsisilbing babala sa mga nagkakaroon ng pakinabang mula sa ganitong mga krimen. Maraming biktima ng human trafficking ang nangangailangan ng komprehensibong rehabilitasyon. Dapat palawakin ng ating pamahalaan ang mga suporta nito para sa mga nasagip na individual, kabilang ang pagbibigay ng ligtas na tahanan, counseling, legal na tulong at mga programa sa reintegrasyon. Mahalagang magtayo ng mga silungan na kayang tugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga dayuhang biktima dahil marami sa kanila ay hindi kaagad makauwi sa kanilang mga bansa. Bilang pagwakas, nais ko pong bigyan diin na ang ating pinaglalaban dito ay ang masamang dulot ng Pogo at ang pagtatag ng mga legal na reforma. Sana po ay kasama nyo kami sa layuning ito para sa ating mga anak, para sa ating bansa. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Chairman Fernandez. The next to deliver his opening remarks is Chairman of the Committee on Human Rights, Congressman Benny Abante. You are recognized.
Mr. Chair, I am dispensing with my opening remarks. I only would like to say maraming salamat po sa ating taong bayan sa kanilang suporta at tiwala dito po sa ating Quadcom hearings because the survey results reveal a strong level of public engagement with 78% of Filipinos expressing keen interest in the hearings, only 17% showing disinterest. At ang survey na ito underscores a growing public demand. Ito po, pinakamahalaga. A growing public demand for justice and transparency. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. The next to deliver his opening remarks is the Chair of the Committee on Public Accounts, Congressman Caraps Paduano. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since we are late for around more than an hour, and for the interest of time, once again, Mr. Chairman, I will submit my opening remarks to the committee secretary as part of the records. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano. Before we proceed with the committee hearing proper, there are members who just arrived and would like to acknowledge their presence. Congressman Lordan Suwan of Cagayan de Oro is present. And we have another resource person, Councilor Nilo Small Abilera, who is present. So, Comsec, can you please administer the oath of those resource persons invited for today's hearing attending for the first time? Comsec? Oo.
Good morning once again. Those who have attended this public hearing for the first time, please stand. Let us, you're going to take your oath, including those who are invited from local government units. Will you please step forward? Di, okay ka na. Pass ka na. And please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth in this public inquiry, so God may help you? Yes, sir, the oath has been administered.
Salamat. Thank you. Please take your seats. Ang ating pong topic ngayong araw ay dangerous drugs. Ito pong usapin tungkol sa pagkalat po ng illegal na droga sa ating bansa. At ang usapin din po tungkol po sa Pogo. Unahin po natin nung topic po natin tungkol sa dangerous drugs. And,
Mr. Chair.
before we acknowledge and recognize any member who wish to speak, pwede po bang i-admin matters muna natin? Then after the admin matters, we can proceed by recognizing those who wants to speak before the committee. I hope that is all right, Honorable Brosas. Okay, maraming salamat. So for the admin matters, we'd like to ask Chairman Karaps Paduano. Congressman Romy Acop for the admin matters. The rules have already been stated clearly in the previous hearings, and I'm sure that most of the resource persons present here have already understood and have heard the ground rules in the conduct of these proceedings. So we now proceed with Congressman Romy Acop for his admin matters.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For the admin matters, I do not know, Mr. Chair. May I ask the COMSEC if former Senator Trillanes would be present?
Sir, we invited Senator Trillanes, but he has not presented himself yet.
Okay. Kasi may mga requirement po tayo sa kanya. Now, the AMLAC, is the office represented in today's hearing?
Yes, sir. He is, AMLAC is represented, sir.
Yeah. May I know where the representative of AMLC is located? AMLAC?
Can you please take the seat right in front of us, Attorney
Arpon, sir.
Arpon? Sige po, wag po kayong mahiya. Nakareserba po yan para sa inyo.
AMLAC in the last hearing conducted the 13 November 2024 of the Quad Committee, you were required to authenticate documents submitted by former Senator Trillanes purported to show money trails linked to drug proceeds.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Have you submitted such to the committee?
Mr. Chair, in 2016, the Anti-Money Laundering Council issued a public statement which denies that we are the source of the documents or information shown by Senator Trillanes in 2016. And in September 2017, Mr. Chair, the AMLC also issued another public statement denying that we are the source of the documents and information attached by Senator Trillanes in the complaint he filed before the Ombudsman. And in the same public statement, the AMLC denied that we furnished the Office of the Ombudsman such documents in relation to the complaint by by Senator Trillanes, Mr. Chair.
In other words, AMLAC denied that the documents presented by the former Senator Trillanes did not originate from your office.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
May the Quadcom committee, Mr. Chair, can we ask AMLAC again? Since this has come out already in the open, in the committee hearings of this committee, can the AMLAC conduct an investigation proper insofar as the allegations of the former senator are concerned?
Mr. Chair, the jurisdiction of the MLC will be had if there will be a unlawful activity, Mr. Chair. So if there will be an unlawful activity that will be filed, then it is the mandate of the AMLC to conduct a financial investigation, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, we also issued invitations to Mr. Jimmy Guban, Mr. Mark Taguba, the Honorable Pulong Duterte, Attorney Mans Carpio, and former Deputy Ombudsman Karandang. May I know from the COMSEC whether these invitations were served and did they confirm their attendance in today's hearing?
Sir, can you repeat the question, please?
Invitations to Mr. Jimmy Guban. Nakita ko na siya.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mark Taguba.
Yeah, he is around, sir.
The Honorable Pulong Duterte.
We sent him notice. We did not send him an invitation, sir, but we gave him notice.
Of the schedule of the
Yeah, of
hearing.
the schedule of today's hearing.
Thank you. Attorney Mans Carpio.
We sent him an invitation, and in reply, he sent us his reply, sir, and a copy of which is distributed to members.
Thank you. And we also have invited former PNP officers pursuant to the request of the Honorable Chairman Caraps Paduano.
Yes, sir.
Are they
Mr.
present?
Chairman,
With the indulgence of Congressman Akop, I think this pertains to the admin matters as well that we
Yes.
are discussing. Yes,
yeah,
Congressman. Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, just for the information of the Honorable Chairman of the Committee on Transportation, Chairman Akop, the following former dismissed, no, under appeal, police officers, namely Police Lieutenant Colonel Hipana, Lamses, Condag, Gumbok, Police Major Vicente, Police Major Reo Maymay, Police Major Kenneth Militar, and Police Lieutenant Colonel Dueñas. Since they travel from Iloilo to Manila, they will be arriving at 1 o'clock this afternoon, Mr. Chairman. And the invitation officially was sent also to the Napolcom Region 6, addressed to Attorney Jiro Masuga and Mr. Napoleon Arostique. And I think they're present, Mr. Chairman. Just for information of Chairman Akop and this honorable committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Lastly, did we invite former Deputy Ombudsman Karandang?
Yes, sir. We invited him, and I think he is not yet around, sir.
He's not around.
Yes.
That would be all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop.
Chairman.
May I ask from the COMSEC first, did the former Deputy Ombudsman Karandang confirm this attendance for today's hearing?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Congressman
Chairman.
Paduano.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we issue once again an invitation to former Deputy Ombudsman Karandang. So move, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, there's a motion to invite again former Deputy Ombudsman Karandang in the next scheduled committee hearing of the Quad. Duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none. Motion is carried. Comsec, you are directed to send invitation to Deputy Ombudsman Karandang again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, in receipt, this committee in receipt of a copy which is signed by Attorney Manuel Dian Arugay, Legal Counsel of Okada, with regards to the subpoena issued to them for the winnings of Mr. Tony Yang, aka Yang Xian. We have already received, and they complied, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman,
May I know, Your Honor, if indeed Mr. Tony Yang won?
the figures that was stated is 5,07,780 pesos.
So there was a winning. From,
Yeah,
okay, thank you.
confirm, Mr. Chairman. Now, next, Mr. Chairman, we have here a request coming from Mr. Gumban asking for a regular medical checkup, and his last checkup was February 20, 2023. So with this, Mr. Chairman, and supposedly he will be scheduled for checkup this 10 December 2024. Mr. Chairman, with that, Mr. Chairman, I move that we will direct the medical officer of the House to check Mr. Gumban, and if the findings of our medical officer is favorable to the request, we will let Mr. Jimmy Gumban to have his regular checkup, Mr. Chairman. So move.
So, Comsec, please coordinate closely with the House physician on the request of Mr. Jimmy Guban.
Mr. Chairman, we have with us a letter of excuse coming from the lawyers of Mr. Police Colonel Grijaldo. And once again, attached is a medical request from his doctor, a certain Dr. Montenegro, for a request to admit Colonel Grijaldo. But just to inform everyone, this is now the third time that Colonel Grijaldo was absent, and he sent us 3 excuse letter with the same reason, medical, Mr. Chairman. And with that, Mr. Chairman, to expedite the discussion, may I respectfully move, Mr. Chairman, that we...
Mr. Chair,
Sandali po.
before
I
you
am not yet
move,
finished.
Mr. Chair,
Wait,
if I may.
Wait,
Bahala kayo, Mr. Chairman, bahala kayo kung i-approve nyo yung motion ko o hindi.
no,
Diba? Now,
1 minute
or
suspension.
before
Hearing resumed.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. With the indulgence of the Honorable Chairman Dan Fernandez. Mr. Chairman, with these 3 letters sent to us, it's all about medical, with the attached medical request and certificate. May I respectfully move, Mr. Chairman, that we will direct our medical officer in the House to check personally the status of Colonel Grijaldo with regards to his medical condition, Mr. Chairman.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there is a motion. Before the chair rules on the motion, Congressman Fernandez is manifesting
Yeah.
that he be recognized.
Yes,
Is
thank
that,
you, Mr. Chairman.
So before we finally rule on this motion, so is this an amendment to the motion?
No. I just wanted to manifest something. Mr. Chairman, as much as I wanted to inhibit myself on the discussion about this Colonel Grijaldo, medyo nakakapiko na po, Mr. Chairman. His continued absence, in this committee hearing, in the pretext of medical excuses, are not acceptable. He wants to run, no? He wants to run. Running away from his responsibility and mentioning the name of this representation. He tainted the image of this representation, not only of this representation, but the whole of the Quadcom. Now, Mr. Chairman, medyo hindi ko po matatanggap yung excuses na medical services. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chairman, kung titignan mo itong kanyang excuse that written by his lawyer, kaya hindi po siya nakapunta rito because he was still in the hospital. Mula nung November 13 hanggang ngayon, nasa hospital pa rin siya. And he wanted to get a clearance prior to his surgical operation dahil meron daw po siyang rotator cuff syndrome that can be treated through rest, sling, and anti-inflammatory medications. Surely, he wanted to evade this hearing. Ayaw niyang panindigan yung mga sinabi niya doon sa affidavit niya sa Senado. In the previous hearing, Mr. Chairman, we manifested, di ba, na we will be relinquish our chairmanship on the issue of Colonel Grijaldo. Pero hanggang ngayon, inaantay po natin siya dito. And if I may, Mr. Chairman, if I may, I just wanted to ask kung andito po yung pihaw sa PNP na kung saan doon under preventive suspension si Colonel Grijaldo. May we ask, Mr. Chairman, kung nagre-report si Colonel Grijaldo sa pihaw?
Is there a representative from PIHAW?
Ayoko na po sana ngang magtanong tungkol dito. But, Mr. Chairman, the last time that he appeared in this Congress was more than a month already. And it's taking too long, no? Because he said something against this committee, against this person. And that's the reason we wanted to be cleared on the affidavit that he manifested in the Senate. Now, Mr. Chairman, nandiyan na ba? Pihaw, please.
Pihaw, nandito ba ang taga-Pihaw?
Yeah.
Please take a seat. Para mabilis po tayo, please take a seat. Yung taga-Pihaw.
Ang pihaw po for the information of the body, sila po yung general, ako, itong custody ng mga under preventive suspension ba ang pihaw?
Mr. Chair, I think the representative of PHAW is present and he will be able to answer those questions.
So anong
Kindly identify yourself.
Good morning, sirs. Police Brigadier General Constancio Chinayag Jr., the Acting Director of the Directorate for Personnel and Records Management. And under me is the PHAW, or Personnel Holding
Chair,
Administrative Unit, sir.
I'd like to ask if he has taken his oath.
This is my second time, sir, to appear, so I took my oath
Okay na yun.
the first time.
What is the mandate of the pihaw, sir?
It is, the PHAW is the unit in DPRM where personnel without any assignment are put into, sir.
So, mula noong November 13, nag-report na bubuwas inyo si Colonel Grijaldo?
He reported November 18, sir. November 18.
November 18.
Opo.
Pero the procedure of the pihaw is what? You have to report what, daily?
Yes, sir. They should be physically accounted, especially when we were cautioned because we were allowed then because of our policy that we can account personnel online. But since the last meeting that Honorable Akop cautioned us, we required them, sir, to really be present during accounting.
So, kung hindi sila nagre-report, you consider them what?
If he will not report, sir, then he will be subjected to pre-charge investigation.
So, hindi siya nag-report sa inyo mula noong November 13. And as a matter of fact, nag-report lang sila sa inyo nung November 18.
Prior to November 18, sir, kasi yun yung may excuse siya that he is in hospital.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask in relation to what Congressman Dan Fernandez is saying. Ito bang si Grijaldo nag-report daily sa inyo? Because that is your rule, di ba?
Yes po, sir.
And he didn't do it.
Come again, sir?
He did not do it.
He reported po, sir. 18 to 20,
Daily.
22. Opo, sir.
Daily.
Opo, sir.
Physical report, physical, face-to-face. Did he report?
Yes, sir, because they are made to sign.
Daily.
Opo, sir.
Okay, after that, he did not report anymore, and it was told that he's in the hospital. Di ba?
Hindi, if I may, Congressman Nabante, ano? So, daily siya nagre-report mula noong November 18 hanggang ngayon. Nagre-report sa inyo daily.
Negative, sir. Because November 18, he applied for leave. 5 days mandatory and then special privilege leave. The effectivity of the mandatory leave is November 25 to 29. At naidugtong doon, sir, yung special privilege leave December 2 to 4. So he was officially, sir, he is on leave.
Wait. Ano yung special privilege that was given to him?
These are leaves allowed that we can avail of, sir, for PNP personnel, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, yun yung special privilege.
Opo, sir.
Sige, Congressman mo na.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
you know, I've always maintained my silence over the accusation of Colonel Grijaldo on this because I do not anymore want to belabor what he said in the Senate. Because anyway, the people watching to us right now does not believe in his lies to us, no? Pero the thing is, he must appear. He must appear here and tell us about these accusations to us. Oo, kami naman, Mr. Chair, we are willing to inhibit ourselves while he is here being asked by the Quadcom. Oo. So my name was one of those mentioned with Congressman Dan Fernandez that we pressured him to tell a lie. Oo. And his lie is brazen, Mr. Chairman. So I'd like to find out what we're going to do with Colonel Grijaldo, realizing that he has not appeared here 3 times with the excuse that he has been in the hospital and confined, Mr. Chair.
Sa akin nandiyan,
Thank you.
Mr. Colonel Grijaldo. No?
Mr. Chairman,
Let me allow the chair first to rule on the motion. The parliamentary status is that there is a motion that the House physician be directed to call on and visit Colonel Grijaldo and ensure that indeed, one, he needed confinement in a hospital. 2, that indeed he is suffering from a certain medical condition. And we will direct the House physician to ascertain this information. Now, before we rule, I allowed Chairman Fernandez to make a manifestation, and Congressman Abante also made this manifestation. Now I will recognize Congressman Flores for the amendment to the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, I
Congressman
just
Flores.
would like to propose an amendment to the motion of Chairman Caraps, Mr. Chair, if he would agree, Mr. Chair, that we ask the PNP to also send their doctor, Mr. Chair, because I believe that if Colonel Grijaldo is incapacitated to appear before a committee hearing, then would he be in a physical capacity to serve as a colonel in the PNP? If that would prohibit him from serving in the PNP in that manner, Mr. Chair, then maybe the PNP should also determine his physical fitness to continue serving as an officer of the PNP, Mr. Chair.
Okay, that's noted. The amendment is to include the Philippine National Police Medical Director to likewise check on Colonel Grijaldo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So there's a motion as amended and duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried. COMSEC, please coordinate with the House Physician, and Philippine National Police is directed to likewise ask the PNP doctor to check on Colonel Grijaldo.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, DS JJ Suarez.
yes, can I just ask the good Colonel, General, sorry. Nabanggit niyo po kanina na personal pong pumunta si Colonel Grijaldo sa inyo para pumirma. Ano pong petsa nun?
Hindi naman po sa akin personal kasi may chief ng PIHAW kay Colonel Acosta. Siya po ang nagsusupervise doon sa checking ng kanilang attendance po.
Anong date po yon?
November 18 po, sir.
November
18.
18. So kung
Tama po.
November 18 po yon, that would be around more or less a week or so ago. Tama?
Yes po, sir.
Mr. Chairman, the reason why I asked is because dito po sa unang sulat nung kanyang abogado, ang sinabi po niya dito ay naka-admit po siya sa ospital, kung hindi po ako nagkakamali. And suffering from left shoulder dislocation, TC slap tear. And this was issued by the Pasig Doctors Medical Center on November 11. And we have received another letter from their lawyer saying that Colonel Grijaldo is admitted at the Pasig Doctors Medical Center for the same issue, left shoulder rotator cuff syndrome and slap tear. And this is dated November 26. Mr. Chair, para naman po napakahirap paniwalaan na kung rotator cuff issue lang po ito, bakit ang tagal niyo po sa ospital? At sa sobrang tagal niyo po sa ospital, may kakayahan po kayo pumunta sa PIHAW para po personal na makapunta doon. Kaso lang, pagdating po sa hearing ng mga Quadcom, hindi po siya nakakadalo. So I would wait for the report of our medical personnel as to the status of Colonel Grijaldo in Pasig Doctors Medical Center. And maybe once we find out the truth regarding Colonel Grijaldo, we can make the necessary motions. I just wanted to manifest that, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, salamat po,
Mr. Chair.
DSJJ.
Mr. Chair.
We are, the parliamentary status is that we are in the process of disposing of our admin matters. If this is in relation to that, I would beg the indulgence of Congressman Abante.
This is in relation to Colonel Grijaldo. Mr.
okay,
Chair.
please
I'll be
continue.
allowed. I'd like to ask the NAPOLCOM about Colonel Grijaldo's attitude and absence because it has been 1 month since he testified in the Senate about this. So, NAPOLCOM, will you please tell us?
Mr. Chair, if the police officer is unable to perform his duties or he is not physically fit to perform his duties as a police officer, then he may be filed a case for incompetence, Mr. Chair. Or otherwise, he may also voluntarily file for permanent physical disability if he would want to claim pension by reason of his inability to perform his or physically function as a police officer, Mr. Chair.
You're saying, NAPOLCOM, that he can be charged with incompetence. That's what you're saying?
If he is no longer able to perform physically his functions, Mr. Chair, then that is a possible ground.
He's trying to hide, Mr. Chair. He's trying to hide from this committee. Of course, he cannot run in this committee's investigation, even if he tried to hide. He might even be watching and listening right now. We do not even know. So I would like to ask the NAPOLCOM to actually tell us the recommendation over the absence of Colonel Grijaldo, which is already 1 month since he made a statement in the Senate, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Now we proceed with the admin matters. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Lastly, Mr. Chairman, with regards to Grijaldo lang po. You mentioned about the leave, no, official leave of Grijaldo that was, it will start November 25 to December 4.
Tama po, sir.
Okay, so that will be 9 days because of that special leave na 4, 3, 2 to 4. Tama?
8 days po, sir.
8 days, okay. Now, please, General, mamaya na po yan. Please submit to this committee that official document that indeed you allow Colonel Grijaldo to have an official leave for 8 days. That's number 1 po. How about the previous? The previous medical certificates or medical checkups that was made by Grijaldo. Did he inform the police or the PIAO?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the documents for him
Yes, Your
to
Honor.
request letter? Huwag niyong yan the ha? Please submit to this committee because as mentioned by Chairman Abante, almost 1 month na po.
Will you,
Pag-submit niyo po. Then the motion that was made, amended motion by Congressman Flores, yung medical officer niyo po, dapat i-check siya. Kasi Mr. Chairman, because of these 3 excuse letter, it's all about medical excuse. Mr. Chairman, if Colonel Grijaldo is making a mockery of this hearing and some police officers in collusion of Colonel Grijaldo, I will not hesitate to cite him in contempt in this committee and all those 20 officials involved to face cases doon po sa NAPOLCOM. Kasi po, supposedly kayo po 1 month, hinayaan yung ganito. Of course, he's not absent without leave. Pero dapat naman po, you help us. You help this committee. 3 hearing wala siya. Under pa sa PIAO.
Thank you.
I hope you all submit those documents today. General.
if I may, sir.
Yes.
We are helping,
Sandali
sir.
po. Can you submit those documents I mentioned today?
Yes, sir, we will submit po.
Or submit it today?
Yes, sir.
Please proceed.
We are helping the committee, sir, in this endeavor. Actually, sir, when you receive the notice that there is a Quadcom hearing for today, I canceled the leave for November 27, just for this purpose po, sir.
You cancel what?
The leave po, sir.
Your leave?
No, sir, the leave of Colonel Grijaldo.
Also, you cancel all the leaves.
Only for this November 27 po.
So, he is not on leave.
He's not, sir, because he...
Okay, now, General, you check. Because the latest excuse letter of Colonel Grijaldo is dated ano po? November 23.
26.
Saan ba yun?
26.
Okay, November 26. But, that was 3 days ago. But, yesterday. But, ito, Jenna, please take note of this. But the date of the medical request of his doctor was dated 11/23/2024. Eh baka bakit di kayo niloloko nyo na? Paki-check lang po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me proceed. Can I proceed, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, please proceed.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
With the indulgence of Congressman Caraps Paduano, Congressman Acop, and then is this in relation to the admin
Yes.
matters that we are discussing?
Yes,
Okay,
the current matter po.
After Congressman Acop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Congressman Acop, you're recognized.
May I request, Mr. Chair, that the head of the PHAW would answer my questions?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Iha, ano po ba yung rule sa PHAW regarding officers assigned there without any official assignment? Are they supposed to report there every day?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, when I assumed as the Chief PHAW last October 17 of
Yeah.
this year,
Hindi ko po tinatanong kung kailan ka nag-assume.
yes, sir.
Ang tinatanong ko, ano po yung batas po ninyo sa PHAW tungkol doon sa mga opisyal na walang assignment na na-assign po dyan?
Yes, sir.
Ano po
Pursuant,
yung rule ninyo? Are they supposed to report there daily?
sir, pursuant to PNP Memorandum Circular Number 2024-001, dated January 10, 2024, it states here, sir, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, if I may read, accounting. The system of recording the actual strength of PNP personnel placed on PHAW, DPRM, RPHAS, or ARMD through physical or virtual accounting and station/office visits and the affixing of signatures of the personnel on the attendance sheet provided by the office. Sir, effective November 11, sir, when TDPRM, Police Brigadier General Chinayog, issued a memorandum that starting November 11, it will start the physical accounting of all PHAW personnel, sir. So when I assume office, sir, my predecessors accounts all the PHAW personnel assigning PHAW, sir, virtual accounting. So effective November 11, sir, by virtue of the memorandum issued by Police Brigadier General Chinayog, the TDPRM, sir, we assume and we start the physical accounting to all PHAW personnel, sir. They are reporting to the officer 10 a.m. at 3 o'clock, affixing their signature, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, sir.
And pursuant to your records, Colonel Grijaldo has obediently obeyed all your requirements? May I
Since
know kung siya po ay religiously, sinunod po yung inyong directive na yan, na nag-report siya daily?
he started physically reporting to
Ang
our office.
tinatanong ko lang po ay, kung dun sa requirement ng inyong procedure there, sinunod ba lahat ni Colonel Grijaldo yan? Yun lang
Yes.
naman ang tanong ko eh.
Yes po, sir.
Nagre-report siya araw-araw, pumipirma siya sa dun sa logbook.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, sir, starting November 18, he reported physically, sir, and signed his attendance.
Yes, I know. Sinabi mo na eh. But
Opo.
did Colonel Grijaldo obey that religiously?
And yes, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, from November 18 to November 25, Mr. Chair. At to November 22, sorry, Mr. Chair, Your
November
Honor.
22?
Yes, sir. From Monday, November 18.
Yung November 11, nung lumabas yung directive,
He was not around, Mr. Chair, informing us that he's still admitted in the hospital, Mr. Chair, Pasig Doctors Medical Hospital, Mr. Chair.
okay. Now, yung pagre-report niya, naka-logbook po kayo. Please submit to this committee yung logbook na pinipirmahan niya.
Yes, Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
Your Honor.
And did he ask, may I know your protocol also kung ang isang officer ng PNP ay mag-avail ng medical services? Ano po yung protocol nun?
Pardon, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
What is the protocol of the PNP para sa isang opisyal na mag-avail ng medical services? Kagaya ni Colonel Grijaldo, bigla na lang nagpa-confine.
The hospital that he is admitted, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, is a private hospital or a government hospital in Pasig City. He did not went to the PNP General Hospital to seek medical
Hindi.
treatment, Mr.
Oh,
Chair.
so your protocol does not require na pag mag-avail ng medical services isang police officer, hindi niya i-inform yung unit niya?
Mr. Chair, considering that when he was admitted, it's still a virtual accounting. He did not inform us that he was admitted or confined. It will only come to our attention when we directed him a notice to explain last November 7, Mr. Chair, when he was absent during the November 17 joint Quadcom committee, Mr. Chair. Your Honor.
Marami pong salamat. Mr. Chair, the situation is this. We have issued a show cause order to Colonel Grijaldo for being absent in the last October 22 hearing. So we issued a show cause order, and the answer of the lawyer of the Colonel Grijaldo was that he was confined, so he was not also able to attend the November 7 hearing that we conducted. Now, November 27, he's not around with a medical reason, the same as his excuse in the November 7 hearing. That is the situation, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Ako, for that information. So,
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair,
as I stated earlier, after Congressman Ako, it is Congressman PM Vargas. This is in relation to
Yes.
the
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Grijaldo
30
issue.
seconds lang, Mr. Chair.
Okay, sige, please, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Narinig ko kasi yung rotator cuff syndrome. No, on September 18, 2024, kung nakikita niyo ko dito nakasling ako, I didn't have a syndrome. I had a torn rotator cuff and I had my surgery in September 18, 2024. On September 19, nakalabas na ako ng ospital.
Okay.
So this is elective surgery. 'Di ba? Ngayon, kung talagang kung talagang ang rotator cuff syndrome ay matindi, yung sa kanya, we can recommend for complete disability retirement. 'Di ba? Kasi may annual check-up ang mga pulis. So kung may annual, andito yata yung NAPOLCOM, pwede nilang gawin yan. At pwede nating i-recommend ang ganun, kung ganun kalala. Pero based on my experience, 5 ang screw ko sa balikat ko ngayon, torn rotator, torn bicep, frozen shoulder, pero 1 day lang, pinalabas na ako ng ospital.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that information. We
Chair.
will take note of the information shared by Congressman Vargas, and we will forward this to the medical director of the House of Representatives so that when he visits and confirms the confinement of Colonel Grijaldo, he can discuss this with his personal doctor. Yes, Congressman Abante.
being the chairman of the Committee on Human Rights, on the basis of a humanitarian attitude, I am willing to let him borrow my wheelchair, Mr. Chair, for him to be allowed to be here. In fact, mayroon na ako ditong gamot niya, sapagkat mayroon din akong pain, yung tramadol and paracetamol. Mayroon ako dito, Mr. Chair. Mayroon din akong diclofenac spray. So, for humanitarian purposes, I am willing to give him my wheelchair and all of the medicines needed for him to attend here.
Thank you for your generosity, Congressman Abante. Now we will proceed with the discussion on the admin matters. Please
Thank
proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, sa piyaw na lang po before I proceed, no? Pakisubmit din po yung pakicheck nyo rin po yung confinement niya na sinasabi niya yung date na yon.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Chairman, you have been received a copy of the excuse letter coming from Ms. Cassandra Ong, and attached is the recommendation of our medical and dental service in the House, signed by Luis Jose Bautista, Doctor, Director 2. Now, allow me to read the last part of the letter, Mr. Chairman. The patient reported persistent symptoms, including sore throat, mild cough, and middle back pain. We recommend continuing the prescribed medication and management plan for at least 1 more week. So with this, Mr. Chairman, mismo na po yung medical officer natin na nag-recommend. So the excuse of Ms. Cassandra Ong is granted, Mr. Chairman. Now, next, Mr. Chairman, we haven't received a copy of a letter coming from for Ms. Alice Go. And may hearing po si Alice Go on November 28 and 29, 2024. Ito lang po yung sinabit niya.
But today is November 27.
Yeah. Today is November 27. Comsec, ano po ba yung invitation na bang status dito kay Go?
Yes, sir, invitation.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Sir, according to the court, she has a hearing today, but she will be available on 28 and 29.
so why he's not available today?
She has a hearing, sir.
Court hearing.
Hearing.
Yes, sir.
Pero 28, 29 ang hearing, di ba?
That's the
Nakalagay
time
dito?
she is available on that days.
Okay.
On those days.
Please, ano na lang po, please check doon sa branch. No?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Branch of court. Kung talagang may hearing and the presence of Miss Alice Go is there. Please.
Yes, sir.
Comsec.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let me take up, Mr. Chairman, the excuse letter of Miss Rose Nonolin. Ito na po, I will just read the second paragraph, Mr. Chairman. This was signed by, I think, si Gion Reyna Montesilio and Ong Siaco Law Office, no? Signed by Cesar Manalaysay and Alma Fernandez Malonga and Maria Luisa Sebastian. Mr. Chairman, allow me to read this second paragraph. We regret to inform the Honorable Committee that Ms. Lin is unavailable to attend the 12th public hearing. She expresses her intent to be of valuable help to the Honorable Committee. In fact, she has exerted efforts to make herself available during the 2 previously canceled public hearings. Unfortunately, Ms. Lin has to attend to an urgent family matter. Ms. Lin has to attend to an urgent family matter that requires her presence abroad on the day of the 12th public hearing. Nonetheless, she continued to assist, blah, 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 etc., and she submitted the documents that was ordered to him last hearing. But, Mr. Chairman, reading this letter, nasa abroad siya today. So, is there a BID representative? BID. Attorney. Kindly
Yes, Your Honor.
check once again the latest travel record of Rose Nonolin
Yes, Your Honor.
before bago tayo mag-suspend mamaya, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Para ma-update lang po yung
Yes, Your Honor.
committee.
We will
Because
update
we
upon.
need it dahil si Rose Nonolin, alam po natin, is principal resource person with regards to drugs and Pogo po.
Pogo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please po. Thank you. And lastly, Mr. Chairman, balikan ko lang po, no? And I think Chairman Akop has something to say about this. The excuse letter from Attorney Mans Carpio. But before, Mr. Chairman, I will leave my time to Chairman Akop. Let me just once again reiterate that the COMSEC did not send an invitation to Congressman Pulong. But we only, the motion last time by this representation was to send a notice of the hearing. No? Para po malinaw, baka mamaya gagamitin namang issue yan against this committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will leave my time to Chairman Akop with regards to the excuse letter of Attorney Mans Carpio.
Chairman Akop?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attorney Mans Carpio, in his communication to the committee, Mr. Chair, simply state that he wants to be excused simply because he has filed criminal complaints against Mr. Jimmy Guman in the Office of the Ombudsman, Office of the City Prosecutor, Quezon City, and later at the Office of the Provincial Prosecutor of Pampanga. And he cited numerous cases decided by the Supreme Court supporting his position, Mr. Chair. And but I think, Mr. Chair, it is up for this committee whether we will accept ito pong excuse ni Attorney Mans Carpio. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Akop. Perhaps we can defer the decision of the committee on the letter of Attorney Mans Carpio before we adjourn this committee hearing today. So, are there anything else on the administrative matters before we proceed?
To the those issued some of them issued SOCOS, no, to submit the required documents with this committee. But before that, may I ask the COMSEC, yung letter ba natin kay Attorney Carpio is just an invitation?
Yes, sir.
Hindi pa SOCOS.
Not the case.
Thank you, COMSEC. Now, let me proceed, Mr. Chairman. We have ordered Mr. Paul Gutierrez to submit to this committee news articles he has written about Mr. Jimmy Goban. And until now, he's not yet submitted such document or such news report or article, Mr. Chairman. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I move to issue a SOCOS order with regards to these news articles being required to Mr. Paul Gutierrez, Mr. Chairman. So move.
There's a motion to issue a SOCOS order on Mr. Paul Gutierrez's articles regarding Mr. Jimmy Guban, and it was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me proceed with the next. SPO4 Sanson Sani Binaventura, when he was present during the last hearing with regards to EJK, he committed to submit his SALN, no, from 2008 to 2021. But until now, has not submitted such documents. At the same time, he has not sent us a letter of excuse, whatever, to explain why he has not submitted such document. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I move to issue a subpoena dos stecum with regards to the statement of asset and liabilities and net worth for the years 2008 to 2021 of retired SPO4 Sanson Sani Binaventura. So move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion to issue a subpoena duces tecum
Dos stecum, Mr. Chairman.
in relation to the documents promised to us by Mr. Sani Binaventura. And any second? Any second?
Second, Mr.
Duly
Chair.
seconded. Any objections? Hearing none.